Hey everybody, Tony here, and welcome to another episode of TTBurger Game Reviews. Now before I start this episode, I want to apologize that there hasn't been a video uploaded in 2 weeks or so. I was on vacation in Hawaii last week, and I just got back like on Sunday and stuff, and I just wanted to relax and stuff before start making more videos and such. But I'm back, and the videos are going to continue. Now, for this episode, I want to once again talk about 3D platformers. I've already mentioned that there's been a lot of 3D platformers on the PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Nintendo 64, and Nintendo GameCube and stuff. And a lot of them are very memorable, like mainly Croc, Legend of the Gobos, Crash Bandicoot, Jersey Devil, Gex, and more and more and more. But for today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing a really bad 3D platformer, which happened to be one of the first PlayStation games I ever got as a kid. And I saw the commercials, and the commercials fooled me and a lot of my friends and my family too into thinking it was a good game. But when you get the game is a pile of shit. And that game is Rascal, also known as Bubblegum Kid in Japan, by Traveler's Tales and Psygnosis. Oh boy, where do we start here? I mean, there's so much to say about this game that I don't even know where to begin. I mean, you start the game up and you're treated to this pre-rendered cutscene, which looks really nice and promising, and it makes you think the game is gonna be awesome, but it's just false advertising and false marketing at its best. Now, to get started here, let's talk about the story. And the story stars you as Callum Clockwise, also known as Rascal, who's trying to rescue his father, Casper Clockwise, who's been kidnapped by the evil Cronin, and you must jump into your father's time machine and save him before it's too late. And that's basically the gist of the story. And I'm going by what the manual says. The opening cutscene story is a little different. You're being chased by these bug creatures that don't even appear in the game at all, except for this opening cutscene, and that's basically, and yet you're being chased through the time machine, and that's the cutscenes version of the story. So I don't know what's the main story or not, but either way, the story is crap. And after this opening cutscene, there's like no story beyond this. So good luck trying to figure out what's going on, because I have no idea what the heck the main story is or whatever, but do I care? No. But as we jump into the game here, after you press the start button, you'll notice that the game's graphics are actually pretty good. I mean, like, the Rascal character model looks good and stuff, and even though he does look like a watered down version of the Burger King mascot Kid Vid, he still looks detailed and stuff, and the backgrounds are nice, and there's no dip in the frame rate at all, and it's a nice looking game. But imagine if the developers had focused this much attention on the other aspects of the game as they did the graphics, we would have had a great game here. But unfortunately, that's not the case here at all. For sound here is, there's not much to say, but the sound is pretty bad. The music is really generic and just isn't really memorable at all. There's no voice acting, it's just basically all gibberish. But my main complaint about the sound is Rascal himself when he gets attacked. He's supposed to be a badass character, and he sounds like a wimpy little girl when he gets hit. I mean, what the heck? I mean, like, he gets hit, he makes a crying, squeaky noise and stuff when he gets hit, like ow, 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 like that. It's like, it's annoying. I mean, it's only there for a second, but it's annoying. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about the sound, except for the fact that there's some other sound effects too that are pretty generic here. But yeah, that's pretty much, I'm not gonna waste time talking about that. The gameplay here is the worst part of this whole game here. The main problem with the game is the awful camera. The camera is so bad, one of the worst cameras I've ever seen in a 3D platformer. You have no control over the camera at all. The camera moves when you turn Rascal, Callum Clockwise, whatever you want to call him. The camera moves when you turn him, and it'll make you miss jumps. You won't be able to see what you're doing, and like it'll basically get you killed. when he attacked by an enemy or falling off a platform, and they could have given you an option to make the kid to control the camera, but they didn't. They had to do this stupid automatic turnaround returning method when it comes to the cameras, and it pretty much kills the gameplay big time. There's other problems with the game that also hamper the gameplay as well, like the controls. The controls are so loose and slippery, and Rascal counterclockwise controls like a car driving on ice, and it can get you killed. You move too far, you'll fall off a platform, and like you also have this ground stomp move, but sometimes the stomp doesn't work. You have to press X twice for the stomp to work, and sometimes when you press X twice, it won't register. And I thought it was something wrong with my controller, but I used 3 different controllers, and they had the same response. And also, you have a bubble gun as your weapon, and this gun is fucking weak as all hell. I mean, like this gun takes about 5 to 10 bullets, like bubbles or whatever, to kill the enemies. And then when you run out, you have weaker bubbles, which normal bubbles don't cause that much damage anyway. So yeah, it's like the gun is just so weak. And also, there's no aim mode either, so you end up having to like fire your bubbles at enemies, thinking you're hitting them, and sometimes you'll miss because there's no aim mode here. I mean, would have been too much effort to put an aim mode here? And you can run out of ammo really fast, and technically there is ammo you can find that's pretty much scattered throughout the game. It's easy to find, but you get very little ammo that you'll pretty much be like frustrated and stuff. And I am frustrated, and it was frustrating for me, like running out of ammo and running out of health because the enemies because you end up missing the jumps and like the attacks and stuff. Like, there's no reason for this game to be so frustrating like this. I mean, come on, game. I mean, I understand you want a challenge, but this is challenging the wrong way. I mean, Pandemonium, a side-scroll platform, was challenging in the right way. Because, yeah, it may have been a little unforgiving at times, but at least nothing was preventing you from beating the game and stuff. And I should mention here that the main part of the game is to go around finding 6 pieces of this hourglass scattered throughout each level. You can find them by killing enemies or find them in certain levels. There's no indication telling you which enemies have the piece of the hourglass or not. And one problem I have with this game here is the optional bosses. The optional bosses here, yeah. There are optional bosses here in this game that you can kill just for no reason whatsoever. You'd think that when you kill one of these optional bosses, you get a piece of the hourglass or some points or some health or an extra life and stuff. But you don't. Hell, there's this dragon here in the first level, which is called Castle. I pretty much wasted all my lives trying to defeat this thing, and I stayed in one place because you trying to move to different platforms so that can get you killed even more because of the frustrating camera system. And I wasted all my life trying to kill him, thinking that I would get a piece of the hourglass or something. And you know what I got? Nothing! Absolutely nothing at all! And I wasted all my life trying to kill this thing, and I pretty much got nothing in the end. Wasted all my ammo, all my health, all my lives for nothing. So thanks, game, for wasting my fucking time! I mean, God! Who does that? We have an active boss that does nothing at all! Who does that? I mean, God! Why? Okay, I'll calm down. But still, it's so frustrating. Why would you have an optional boss like that where it does nothing? And then, after you get 6 pieces of hourglass, you're dropped in, you get a key to go to the next level and stuff, and there's pretty much 18 levels in this game, but you pretty much see all the problems, and you won't even want to continue after the second level because there's so many problems here. You won't want to continue. Why would you want to continue when you have loose slippery controls, no aim mode, weak character, and like a weak weapon? I mean, a bubble gun. A fucking bubble gun as your weapon is pretty much one of the lamest ideas I've ever heard in a video game. And yet, what the heck were they thinking when they made this game? I don't know. But still, there would have been a lot more time and effort. Frustrating camera, loose controls, unplayable at best, and waste of time optional bosses that do nothing at all. So that's pretty much all I gotta say about this. What is my final rating on this? Well, like I said before, the game is pretty much unplayable due to a weak character, weak weapon, unplayable best because of a horrible camera that you can't control at all, and the fact that you got loose slippery controls, and the fact that the story has been done to death. The only good thing I can say about this game is the graphics, and that's the only thing that's good about it. So, aside from that, I'll be giving Rascal here a 0.5 out of 10 because of the graphics, because that's pretty much that's the only rating it's gonna get, because they could have done a lot better. I mean, there's no way you could have made this game a lot better than it was. I'm sorry, but that's my rating. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this. This is Tony. Peace out.